the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. On the block with Strick and Austin.
Hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game, and because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
High schoolers, unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association on this station.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and as always, joined on the ones and twos by Mr. Harrison on a phenomenal Memorial Day weekend. How you doing this morning?
Yeah, doing absolutely wonderful. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here, and I'm always happy for you guys to join in on this Sunday morning show slate. Pretty much goes all day long here. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. Put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. And again, great way to do so as we got 3 scholars in here, which we'll get to later. But yeah, I'm doing great. Happy Memorial Weekend, everybody out there listening. And yeah, we got plenty up here ahead. So appreciate you guys joining in.
Yeah, got a good weekend, a busy weekend here in Lincoln in a number of ways. You talked about Memorial Day. And so first off, just want to thank those who have served our country, those families who have been, a part of that, have given their life or also are currently in the process of serving as well. Come from a military background or military dad as well, or dads, I should say, background. But my dad was in the military in the Army for 25 years. And so definitely want to give Howard E. Ferguson his props and just recognize the contributions that those individuals have given, but also the family members that go alongside with that service. So definitely want to give a shout out and recognize the reason for the weekend and the nature of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Pete, because my family, we don't have a whole lot of, I'd have to really look back to see if I can find someone who's involved in the military. What does these kind of weekends mean for you, since it is part of your family to actually celebrate this?
Yeah, like I said, it's just as growing up in a household. My dad retired kind of when we were, early middle school, give or take, but he went to Vietnam twice. An individual grew up in Texas. And so having that experience and just kind of seeing some of the components of what went along with that, we moved a couple times due to being stationed. It means a great deal because he sacrificed so I could have some things and other people could move. Also being somebody who was a Black male in service, meant a tremendous amount. But I also have some friends. I think about Jarrell Roach, who we had on air, who just has been a long-term memory, been deployed numerous times and gives so much, not only of himself, but also, for other families. And, Mike Alvarez, who we've also had on the show, his son graduated yesterday. And just to see, starting out his life and starting out his kids' careers, not in the United States, but being over in Germany.
Yeah.
And doing that and just the transition and what that makes. And so there's investment, but there's also sacrifices. And so when you ask about what it means for the day, it means about the love, the care, the hope, but also just, the freedoms that we're able to experience because of those investments and sacrifices of others.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if any of you guys, know somebody who was at or served or is still serving, feel free to put it in the 402-464-5685. Put it in the text line. We'll give them a shout out. Appreciate it as always. Because yeah, it is one of those things. It's one of those things that I even thought about when I was like, maybe this will help pay for college. But
yeah,
man, it's that commitment. It's a lot. It's a lot those guys have to sacrifice. Giving up. For a lot of people, significant young chapters of their lives when they first get there, or even older. But it's a lot of sacrifice. So again, I never want to belittle that. And I really appreciate everyone who's out there who served or is still currently serving. But with that being said, since we got a little bit of time left here on this first segment, I know we got a full slate of scholars in here today. Pete Ferguson, what do we got in store for us?
Yeah, along with Memorial Day weekend, and again, just credit and shout out to all those serving, but we got graduation weekend in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it seems like for the last month we've been celebrating individuals who've graduated, and I got to watch Abbott Elementary, and on ABC, and it was kind of unique. They called it a move-up celebration since it was an elementary school. And so I wanted to take just a twist on it today is, just celebrate those different levels of individuals moving up. And yes, we've got seniors, and PBA has been rocking and full, and credit to all those that are walking across the stage at PBA. Honestly, whether it's, our public or parochial schools, a tremendous accomplishment, families celebrating, but also we have various levels. And so you think about preschool, you're seeing those preschool move up pictures. It was like, my baby's going to kindergarten. I'm so proud. And then you've got that elementary, so that 5th to 6th grade. And then you've got, that 8th to 9th. And that's how we structure here. Right. I know there's different places structured differently. And then you've got those, seniors in high school going on and moving up to whatever their next phase in life. And so I wanted to just celebrate all three of those stages as we kind of ended out the month. And so got 3 scholars here, and I'm really excited from those different levels. So we got Ritaj. And Ritaj is a 5th grader, and she's moving on up from 5th grade at Saratoga Elementary School, and she's going into 6th next year. We've got Kendall And Kendall just walked across the stage yesterday as a senior from North Star High School. And so congratulations to her on doing that. Got a big smile on her face. And then we've got Samara. Samara, excuse me, Samara. She told me to just call her Mara, but I said I'm gonna give her the right name. So Samara, and Samara is a 8th grader and from Irving, and she's going into 9th grade. And so excited to have all three of them here. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Good. Awesome. I'm gonna have y'all get up on that mic now. We want to go ahead and celebrate a little bit. So first off, we're gonna start with the person's name I didn't get right. I'm gonna make sure I get that. Samara. Samara, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and then who's your family? Have you always lived in Lincoln? Give us a little bit of insight about you.
Well, I've always lived in Lincoln. Sorry. I've always lived in Lincoln, and I'm born and raised in Lincoln, and I live with my dad and my sister, but I also live with my aunt. Sorry.
Okay. And then cool. So where did you go to elementary school?
I went to Belmont, but
Okay.
I was also homeschooled for almost all elementary.
Okay, fantastic. And you talked about your dad a little bit. Give us the names. I know they're here listening, and so give some shout outs.
My dad's name is George Tepp, and my sister's name is Adrian Tepp.
Awesome. Any pets?
Yes.
Okay.
We have 2.
Okay, what do you got?
One, he's a cat. He's still a baby. His name is Theo, and then we have a dog named Demi. They're both my sister's animals. But
Awesome. Fantastic. And then we want to jump to Kendall over here. Kendall is, again, a proud graduate of North Star High School. The Gators walked across that stage yesterday. So tell us a little bit about who you are. Have you always lived in Lincoln? Where did you go to school? And then who's in your family?
Yeah, I've always lived in Lincoln. In my family, it's like my parents, and then I have 2 older sisters, an older brother, a younger brother. And for elementary school, I went to Cruiser, and then for middle school, I went to SCO, and then North Star, I went for all 4 years.
Okay, fantastic. And who makes up your family?
My dad is Javon Woods, my mom's Lenore Allen, and then my older sisters are Kiera Moore and Jordan Joyner. My older brother's Jaden Joyner, and my little brother is Javon Woods Jr.
Okay, got a full crew going on and
Yeah.
everything. And so they were all in effect yesterday, cheering you on.
Yeah.
Okay, when you went across the stage, did you go ahead and hear that? You hear that like, whoa.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good stuff. And then we've got Rataj over there. And Rataj, tell us a little bit, who are you? And tell us, like, I know obviously you're 5th grade, so have you always lived in Lincoln? And then we'll ask you about your family a little bit.
Well, I haven't always lived in Lincoln, but like I moved here when I was 1, since
Okay.
I was originally from Iraq.
Okay.
Stuff like
Awesome. And tell us who's in your family.
that. My mom is Ra Al-Hamadi, and my dad, Allah Al-Hamadi. My brother, Sajad Al-Hamadi, Hassan Al-Hamadi, and my little sister, Mariam Al-Hamadi.
Awesome. Fantastic. So we're want to still continue to get to know a little bit more about you. So first we're going to start with Rataj. Rataj, tell us a little bit about what is something that people wouldn't know about you by just looking at you. What's something that's unique about you?
Well, I haven't really thought about that. I think they wouldn't really know if I was like energetic or something, because I can be really energetic and stuff. Because sometimes, first appearance, I act more mature and stuff.
Okay. And I can see that. You got in this studio, you're like sitting there, you're controlling the mic and doing your thing. So like that you're kind of a spark plug, right? Okay. You kind of get going. Kendall, what about you? What's something that people wouldn't know just by looking at you?
Probably just how I like interact with others. Like just from the first meeting, I feel like it's different than I like show more out like of who I am when you get to know me more.
Okay. What's something that you talked about showing people, more once they get to know you? What's something that people would know once they get to know you a little bit better?
I talk a lot.
Okay.
And I like having conversations and stuff like that with friends, and just like can talk for like hours.
Okay, that's good for radio then. So we're gonna count on you for that now. Yeah. Go ahead. You can be the gift of gab, but that's all. We're not gonna stop you today. Okay. And what about you?
I would say the same thing they both said, about being energetic and that talking a lot, but I get shy. So
Okay, okay. So we're gonna have to break that. We're gonna break that a little bit. What is something that you all like to talk about? I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, food. Okay, hang on. What's the best favorite? So that's a good question. So graduation's going up. Graduations are going on right now. Okay, I am curious. What is the best graduation food?
I don't know. I'd say mac and cheese because I don't know. I just love mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. I
But
think we had mac and
that
cheese
always
last
goes
week.
with everything.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with mac and
Yeah,
cheese.
yeah.
I'm okay. That's a good vote.
Okay, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. You show up at somebody's house for graduation, mac and
Yep.
cheese. You're not leaving. You're not leaving. All right, Kendall. What about you?
I've been to like a couple like grad parties for the last like past weekends, and I think my favorite's like the dip and like chips and stuff, like
Okay.
tortilla chips. Is
Is there a certain kind of dip though?
like
Just any.
yeah, like just like a hot like dip, like someone like
Okay.
made it in like a crock pot or something, and they have like chips on the side.
Okay, okay. I like that. Now, is it okay to dip once, or do you need to like put it out onto
You
your
gotta
plate?
get your plate and put some on.
Okay. We're not just about being bigger than the score. We're about etiquette as well. So grad party etiquette. Ratash, what about you? What is the best food if you were going to somebody's house to have for a celebration?
I have a really good sweet tooth, so probably like cookies, cupcakes, cakes, and stuff like that.
Okay, so the cookies, cupcakes, and cakes. Is there a certain type? Is there a certain type that you like best?
It really depends. I don't really like lemon flavor food stuff, so I don't really know.
Okay. So nothing with lemon in it. Nothing
Yeah.
with lemon. In it. Okay. So we got those hard hitting questions. Out of the way. So talk to us a little bit. Obviously, you're kind of the elder statesperson here in the room. Talk to us a little bit about your educational journey. You talked about where you'd gone to elementary, middle, and high school. What was that? Just kind of give a brief overview. What has that been like for you as you kind of look back on those kind of three components?
I think overall I had like a really good journey, like going from like elementary school to middle school into like throughout high school, except for like during like that COVID time, it was a little bit weird, but overall it was great. I was a really good student. Like I always got good grades and stuff like that, and I always had good relationships with my teachers and stuff. So overall, it's been a lot of fun.
If you could pull out, I know it's hard to pull out just like one memory or so to speak, but what's one thing that you right now are just looking back on and being like, man, that's going to be something that's pretty cool that I remember for the rest of my life?
It would probably be from this year, or like in what was it, like February. My cheer team for this school, we competed and we won like the whole competition. So, and we were just able to like celebrate together, and that was like one of the like main things that I'll probably like remember forever.
Oh, I love that. Love that. Razaj, what are some things that you're involved in over at Saratoga? And I know that you're leaving Saratoga, but what are some things that you do, are you involved in any clubs? Are there any activities that you like? What's your favorite class? What are some things you do over there?
I haven't really got to experience the clubs and stuff, so I'd probably say I just, do stuff. I have hobbies.
Okay. What are some of your hobbies?
Drawing, drawing again. I don't know.
Okay. Fantastic. Mara, I'm going to say Mara because I'm going to use all your names. I'm going to use Mara. I'm going to go the whole gamut. What about you? What are some things that you're involved in?
I'm not really involved in anything, but when I get to high school, I'm gonna do wrestling and most likely bowling.
Awesome. Talk to us a little bit about that because both of those are fairly, I mean, I know they're out there, but they're fairly new kind of on the landscape. And so why wrestling and bowling?
So for bowling, my whole family does bowling, and so it's kind of like it runs in the family. And my dad always tells me it's an easy scholarship, and he keeps always like trying to push me to do it. But so I'm gonna do it now that he keeps pushing it. But wrestling, my friends are doing it, and I don't want to be a follower or anything by doing it too. But I feel like wrestling because I don't like really sports with like balls because I always get hit by balls.
Okay.
So I think wrestling is good for me.
Okay. And we've got, like, obviously we've got on the one of our shows, the bowling component.
In the pocket. Yep.
In the pocket. So I think you can get some advice from them on talking about just some of the other techniques, but also the opportunities that exist as well. I'm kind of interested, Kendall, just a little bit of what else are you talked about cheer and you're involved in that. What are some other things that you've been involved in as you've gone through kind of your elementary, middle, and high school?
I ran track like throughout middle school. A little bit for the school, but mostly it was like a club team. And then I played soccer for like the first time since I was like younger, my junior year with my best friend.
Awesome. So as you all like get ready to kind of move up a little bit, I'm kind of curious, what does that feel like right now? Now we talked to Kendall a little bit about her kind of moving up, to her next, thing that she's going to do. And we'll talk a little bit about that later, but what feelings did you have as your last day of school kind of hit that made you realize, okay, I'm not going to be here next year. I'm going to another place?
Well, it felt like everything was like the last thing you're gonna do with like all your friends. You're gonna be last day middle school and then you're going to high school. So it's like everything feels, I think, like more sad, I feel like. But I don't know. It's like it's crazy because this year has gone by so fast. And yeah.
We keep hearing that, like people say, like things that went by really fast. Like what was something that you're like, man, I just needed that to slow down a little bit, or they said that it was going to go by quick. I didn't believe them. And, I could have used just a little bit more time.
Well, I feel like it was the whole school year because the school year has gone by quick and the school days felt like it was quick. Like they felt like PLC days almost every day.
Okay.
But
And explain what a PLC day is for those of our listeners maybe not in the area that don't know exactly what that is.
So a PLC day is where it's a half day and you get out at 1:40. So your classes get switched into instead of 50 minutes to like 30-ish minutes, I think.
Okay.
And then you have lunch still the same timing and all, but everything else is shorted.
Okay. So, Ratash, what about you? Did you feel like your elementary, like 5th grade, went by really quick, or did you feel like, man, it is so slow? I need this to be done so I can move on.
It was kind of like a 50-50.
Okay.
There were some times where I didn't really want it to be there, so I wished it went fast. But then there was times that really went fast, and I was like, "Can we slow down, please?"
Okay. What were some of those things when you were like, man, I wish this would slow down?
Probably like the field trips, getting to know my friends more and stuff.
Give me some. What was one of the field trips that you did that you were like, this was all right?
It would have to be going to the Salt Dogs game.
Oh, okay, that just happened too. Tell us a little bit about that, because we saw a bunch of pictures and individuals going. What was the best part about that?
Honestly, it would have to be like being able to like spend my own money on my food and stuff.
Oh, okay. So what did you end up getting?
I mean, I couldn't really get much, but I got pizza and stuff.
Okay. Good stuff. So we're going to come back. We want to talk to you all a little bit more about kind of not only just your journey, but the advice that you would give. So each of you are kind of leaving, either elementary, middle, or high school. We want you to think about what advice that you would give to peers, what advice you give to educators, and then also to parents. I think that's always important. So we'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
Their age?
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Bank Strong, and the Ad Council.
School tells you all about the 4 seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons: football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com. See you there.
Thousands of people in Nebraska and Iowa are in need of assistance as recent tornadoes displaced families, destroyed homes, and devastated communities. Serve Nebraska invites you to help those affected by the storms by donating to United Way of the Midlands, Nebraska and Iowa Tornado Relief Fund. To donate or sign up as a volunteer, visit unitedwaymidlands.org/tornado relief. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
A Shiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
High schoolers, unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
It's, hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and as always, joined on the ones and twos with Harrison on this Memorial Day weekend and also graduation weekend as well. And so, Harrison, how can people chime in, join, or if they want to shout out for their graduate, they can get in touch with us how?
Yeah, as always, shout out to everybody chiming in on Facebook. But again, you can put a face to the voice through the streams like we have seen so far. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo, Channel 961. And again, Starter Heyman text line, we open for you all day on this Sunday, 402-464-5685.
And appreciate those messages that are coming in and everything. Definitely, we do always look forward to those. A couple shout outs, just some graduates coming up from Lincoln East, Kalani Millard or McDermott, Rashawn Ibrahim, Wid Salah, Jeremiah Theork, Ali Wally, Sarah Ballou. And we'll give some more as we go on throughout. Catrice Olds, definitely want to give a shout out to those seniors as they're going through. But we are joined by 3 individuals who are experiencing the move up celebration. So graduates of different capacities, elementary, middle, and then also high school. And so we have Samara. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Samara here, who is graduating 8th, going into 9th. She's graduating from or moving up from Irving Middle School. We've got Kendall, who is a senior who has just walked across the stage yesterday. What time was your ceremony?
9 a.m.
9. Oh, you had the early bird call, Sarah. Okay, so for her graduation party, they had donuts and and milk or some sleep as well. Was people awake?
Yeah.
Okay, struggling a little bit?
Yeah, I was struggling.
Okay, she said I was struggling. And then Rataj is a 5th grader going to be in 6th grade next year. So why don't you tell us, Rataj, you're 5th going into 6th. Where are you going to school next year?
I'm going to Irving.
Okay, you're going to Irving. Okay, we're going to have to get some advice on how to be one of the aardvarks as you go forward. And then, Kendall, we want to talk a little bit about what is your next step in your journey?
I'm going to UNO in the fall.
Okay, and what in what capacity? You're being a little bit modest, so kind of talk a little bit about all that you've achieved and what your next steps look like.
Yeah, so I'm going for business management. And I've had a lot of help through like Upward Bound and stuff, getting me ready for like what college life is about. So I feel pretty ready for that.
Okay, fantastic. And last but not least, going from Irving. So one's going into Irving. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go to Southeast High School.
Oh, hang on. Oh, they talked about you're gonna be a real estate agent. Go ahead and sell that house now. Go ahead. No, where are you going?
I'm going to Southeast High School.
Okay, so you're going to be a knight.
Yeah.
Be a knight. Okay, over there bowling and go ahead and wrestling as well. So as we just left, I said the next thing we were going to do, we were going to ask for some advice. And so what is some advice that you would give your peers? And I oftentimes say your peers are kind of those from 0 to 24 years of age. And it might even be a piece of advice that you wish you knew, but now that you're aware of, that you want to make sure others know as they go into space. And so, Rataj, I want to start with you. What's a piece of advice that you would give to your peers as they continue on in their educational journey?
Just really don't give up. If you feel like you're failing or something, then it's best if you try to figure out what is the problem and maybe find new ways to like fix it.
Wow, I like that. So don't ever give up and just keep going. I love that. Kendall, what about you?
I think you should always give something a try. Like if there's something like a sport or a club or something that you want to do, I think you should just try it, and because you might like it or you might not, but it's important to like try it because you never know.
Okay, so that getting involved, and I liked how you talked a little bit earlier about the variety of things that you did throughout your I don't say academic journey, but whether it be soccer, to you said track, to cheer, and so just definitely giving those things a try. Mara, what about you?
I would say don't think about what other people think, because that will always get you in the like mix up, because you get overwhelmed of like what other people think, so then you don't want to like do certain things and like I don't know.
So maybe
and also the same thing they said.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so talk a little bit more about that.
Oh, I don't know what to say. I'd say,
how would that benefit somebody from not worrying about what other people think about them?
I'd say like because like some people they don't do things because they think they're getting judged, or like they don't wear things, they don't say things because they think they're getting judged, but like just be you. Like
I like that. So another piece of advice we asked is, what is some advice that you would give? And I say educators, but you'd give to teachers. Now, obviously teachers are going, they're doing professional investment and development and things during the course of the summer. But what is a piece of advice that you would want to give to them that they can bring into the 2024-2025 school year with them? It's something helpful for them to kind of reflect on and think about during the summer.
I'd say that the kids are also human too, so they don't need to like take their anger out on them too, because some teachers do that.
Okay.
And they need to know that they're human too and all. So
Like that. Kendall, what about you?
I think it's just important to always like check in with your students to see how they're doing because the school year can be really tough. So I think making sure that everybody is like okay and everything's going right is important for teachers to do.
I like that check-in piece. What does that look like? Like what's something they can do? And I'm going to ask you kind of in two ways. What's something they can do during the school year that they can prepare for and say, okay, this is a commitment I'm going to make during the school year. But what's something also they could do possibly during the summer?
I think during the school year they can like always like ask their students like how they're doing, like come up to them like personally and see like maybe how their weekend was or like if there's anything they need to talk about or something like that. And then during the summer, I feel like maybe like if there's an activity that your student's doing or like a past student was doing, like a summer sport or like event or something, you could show up for them and support them through that so they know that you're always going to be there for them.
Love that. Thanks for sharing. Rutash, what about you? What's a piece of advice?
I actually have like lots, but
Okay.
you
Give
want
us
me to-
give us a couple.
Understand that don't treat your kids like they're the same age as you because they're just kids, so they might be a little slow for learning. And so they look up to you, so be a good example too.
Okay. I like that. So not treating the same age and understanding that developmental difference. What's another one? You said you had a couple.
Well, just, make sure you are actually teaching them instead of like, hey, I put this on the board, so you have to write it down, everything, and actually break it down into pieces because they're probably not going to learn that way. So
Okay. I like that. I think as a parent, sometimes that's something, that we need to do and not give it in chunks and give it in bits and pieces and kind of scaffold it, not just all at once. And so that's a transition I want to make. Why don't you, and I'm going to start, Kendall, I'll start with you this time. What's a piece of advice that you would have for parents? You're walking across that stage. I know you're still part of the household, so I know you're kind of like, you're looking at me like, don't get me thrown out quite yet. But what is a piece of advice for parents that are, elementary, middle, high school? I'm gonna kind of keep it to that level that you're like, hey, this would really help us. I just may not do it, but I want you to just consider this as being something that maybe to take into account to help us go farther in life.
I think mainly just like listening, because kids might not always like say exactly what they mean or what they want, but I think if you like listen to them like through like maybe their actions or like their behaviors or something, you can understand a lot about like how they're feeling or like what they need from you.
I like that. What is, and I know it's tough to kind of make, but what does listening look like?
I think it's like just like paying attention and being aware of like who your child is and like maybe if something changes, it's just like making sure that you like are following along with that stuff.
Like that.
Mhm.
Mara, what about you?
I don't know. I'd say
And it doesn't have to be your parents. It could be any parents. I know sometimes they get a little gunshot here, so they're looking like, you're going to get me kicked off the cell phone plan right here. So
I'd say that let your kid live young because they're young and they only live once. So I'd say like if they're gonna hang out with their friends, like even though you got to do some work to do it, like let them be kids. And like if they do something on accident, just forgive them because they're kids. They make mistakes. Everybody does.
I like that. Let your
And-
kid live young. Wow. That's a great statement. I've never heard that before. So I like that. Ratash, what about you? What's a piece of advice that you would give to parents? You got that smile on your face, so you look like you're ready to go.
Again, I have lots. So, well, for parents, I think you should really like make sure that they are being good or like they have their mental health in check, because that can also affect them with their learning. And if you want your child to be successful, you got to make sure that they still have like, happiness and stuff.
I like that. I like that. What's something else? I'm gonna give you a bonus one.
Don't like find other ways to teach your child and stuff if it's not working out. So if you're like teaching them one way and it's not working, then try another way instead of actually being mad at them or like yelling at them and stuff, whatever.
Awesome. I like that. So each of you have talked a little bit about relationships, and we like to kind of focus on a couple of different things. We'll ask you about love here in a little bit, but relationships absolutely matter. And can you each talk to a little bit about a relationship that you've had during your educational career, and it can be in or out of school, that has really mattered to you? And then just briefly, like, why? What have they done? What impact have they made on you to this point to help you become the person you are today? Mara, I want to start with you.
So in 6th grade, I've always had a teacher that's like feels like a mom to me, and so I had my humanities teacher, and she always checked up on me, made sure I was okay, and if I didn't eat in the morning, she would give me like a granola bar or something, and she always made let me come into her room and say hi, and if I needed a break, I'd go in there and stuff. Same with my 7th grade math teacher, she did the same thing, but she felt closer to me because 7th grade was rough, and she helped me through it a lot, and she was like a mom to me. So
Awesome. Give it. What are their names?
Amanda Kowicki, that's my humanities teacher.
Okay.
She moved somewhere. I think she moved to Mississippi, and then I think it's Jennifer Hausman,
Okay.
and she's my 7th grade math teacher. And
Awesome.
yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Kendall, same question for you. We talk about relationships absolutely matter. What's a relationship that you've had through your educational career to this point that's mattered, whether it be inside of school or outside?
It'd probably be my best friend. We've met in like 3rd grade, and we really started like getting closer in like 5th, and then we're still like very close to like right now, and we're like housing together for college and stuff. But she's really been like my biggest like supporter and is always cheering me on.
And who is that? Give the name. Put that name out there.
Her name's Javea Howard.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. What's one of the characteristics that you like that you know about her that you're just like, okay, this is my girl right here.
Yeah, we're really similar in some ways, but she's very like outgoing and she's very opinionated, and she always like helps me like figure out like stuff. Like if I'm going through like problems, she's always has like some advice ready for me.
Okay. Okay. Latasha, what about you? What's a relationship that you've had that you're like, okay, this has been absolutely awesome?
I have been a little bit more independent and stuff, but I have like my counselor. She was the best because every time I would have a problem or something, I would go down to her. She would help me give advice or like get them some advice from her. Every time I start breaking down, she would always help me.
Cool. All right. Love that. Love that, your counselor. So we're going to come back in our last segment. Want to get some just, we talked a little bit about your future plans. What are you looking forward to? And then we're going to also give you the opportunity to give the commencement speech. So each of you are going to give a 30-second commencement speech to one another with advice and well wishes and hopes to kind of move on into the future. So we'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers.
Strike three, you're out!
Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
You're spending $300 a month
Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Focus. Without the right focus, you don't know what you could be missing. And when you're driving, keeping things in focus could be the difference in preventing a tragedy. I'm Trooper Fitzgerald with the Nebraska State Patrol. When behind the wheel, driving deserves your full attention. Help keep Nebraska roads safe. Avoid distractions and keep your focus on driving. This message is presented by the Nebraska State Patrol and the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Hey everyone, Shaylee Bade here, local sprint car driver and mom. Join me, James, and Bree this Sunday at 7 p.m. at the finish line on 93.7 The Ticket or theticketfm.com. Please feel free to join us before the show at 6:30, where we will be hanging out, signing some autographs, and selling some merch. Can't wait to see you.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
It's, hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think the coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, and as always, joined on the ones and twos with Harrison on this Memorial Day and graduation weekend for Lincoln Public Schools. Harrison, want to tell people how they can go ahead and give their shout out if they want to?
Yeah, absolutely. As always, you can go on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Great way to join the show, as always. put a face to the voice, as a couple of our guests on the behind the window have noticed. They're on the screen right now as well. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and as always, Allo Channel 961. But yeah, we got about 10 minutes here. So Pete, I'll throw back to you.
Yeah, and just a couple more shout outs of some graduates that we've got that have come into this space. Southeast High School, Catrice Souls, I think I mentioned her the last one, but wanted to give a shout out at Northeast, Amna Salman. She is going to also be giving the commencement speech over at Northeast High School later today, I believe. And then Jesus Soto over at Northeast as well. And then Sarah Ballou, who was in here last week, who will be graduating, or she graduated yesterday from Lincoln High School and also the Bay High as well. And so just wanted to give a couple more shout outs to those individuals who have contributed a great deal, not only to me personally, but also the community as well. So we have got a great group of scholars in here. They're all kind of moving up and graduating in their own way. I think their last day was Thursday. Am I correct?
Sir.
Okay, so they're all nodding their heads eagerly, Thursday with that last day of activities. And so interested just to kind of hear, we heard a little bit obviously about their future plans, but want some advice that they would give to their future selves. And so Ritaj, I'm going to start with you. What is a piece of advice that you're going to give to your future self as you're going into Irving next year?
Honestly, I think I would say make friends and attend to fun parties and stuff, because if you don't go, then you probably will feel bad about it and stuff. So attend to stuff, maybe.
Okay. Make friends. What's the thing that you're most looking forward to at Irving next year?
Honestly,
a club, a teacher, a class? What's the thing? Your lunch, whatever it might be.
Honestly, I have just plans for getting all A's, getting a good scholarship or whatever to get to good schools and stuff. That's my goal.
Love it. Love it. Kendall, what about you? Like, what's some advice you're going to have for your future self? And then the thing you're looking forward to most?
Some advice for my future self would be to just stay on top of my work. I know like college work is a lot different from high school stuff, so I think staying on top of that is important. And yeah.
Okay. And then Mara, what's the thing you're looking forward to the most as you're getting ready to go ahead and go over to Southeast High School?
I would say same thing she said about getting on top of work, and I'd say making new friends, and yeah.
Okay. What's the thing, and we asked about the thing that you're going to miss most, but what's the thing you're going to miss most about middle school?
I would say everybody says this, but it's like going outside after lunch and stuff, and then also my teachers.
Okay. Great. Going outside, and then also the teachers. Is there one specific, educator? I know all of them are important, but is there one that like you'd be like, you know what, I'm going to miss seeing your face every day?
I would say my science teacher, he was a sub, and then he was our real teacher. So his name's Carlos Ortega. And Miss Schultz, I think her first name is Avery.
Okay, fantastic.
I remember.
Kendall, what about you? Same thing. What's the thing you're going to probably miss the most about just North Star High School?
Probably the people. I think there's a lot of diversity at North Star, so there's like a lot of interesting people that I would like see every day, or that would just like make me laugh. And I think that's probably what I'm going to miss most.
Awesome. And Ritaj, what about you? What's the thing that you're going to miss the most about Saratoga Elementary School?
Honestly, I'll just probably miss being able to be myself or act like I'm childish or something. Because now that I'm moving up, more people are going to probably judge me and stuff. So I'm going to miss being able to be fun and stuff.
I like that. I don't think you ever have to lose being fun. I don't think you'll have to lose that at all. And then I also have to put the plug, because you were like, I just don't want to be biased, but I know Mr. Maynard is going to be somebody that you're going to miss as you move up. So I got to give him a plug a little bit as well. But I don't ever think you have to lose being fun and being yourself. And so I'm going to ask you to finish the sentence, and then we're going to ask you each to kind of give your own version of a commencement speech. We talk a lot about just love and loving the community and what love is. And so I'm going to ask each of you to finish that statement. Love is, and then just finish the statement. What is that? So love is to you.
Love is to me is being loyal and not breaking that love, trust, or whatever. And you're just gonna be with them forever. Like you're gonna help them out, no matter if it's like a loving relationship with another or just with your family members and friends.
Love that. Love that. Kendall, what about you?
Um, I think love is more than like blood. It can be like friends too that you have love for, and it doesn't just have to be like family. You can love a lot of people.
Powerful. Powerful.
I'd say love is not just a word, and it's strong and it has a meaning, and that don't like tell people you love them when you're just saying it to say it.
Wow. Love that. Love that. All right. So now's your chance. Each of you are get to give the commencement speech in 93.7 The Ticket Studios. We've done this the last couple weeks. And so you've got about 30 seconds, and it's about the hopes and the wishes that you have for one another. And so, Mara, I'm going to start with you. Okay. And you get to give the commencement speech to Kendall as she goes off, and to her and to others that are graduating this year at Pinnacle Bank Arena. What is your commencement speech to her and her peers?
Well, I'd say good luck, and that I think college is going to be great for you, and your dorm is going to look cute and everything. And I'd say don't get stuck on the elevator. And I think your classes will be fun and everything. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome. I like that. Shoot, that's one you would go ahead and sit down to right there. That's a little different than what you hear at PBA. Go ahead and get that one. Your dorm's going to be cute. Rataj, what is your commencement speech? What is your 30-second speech to all the high school graduating seniors right now?
Just really be yourself. If I know you might growing up, and so that means you might want to act more mature and stuff, but sometimes you just gotta be fun, you know? And also make sure that you're getting good grades and stuff, because like being successful doesn't always have to mean that, you know, you have to be more mature and stuff, because sometimes there's jobs or whatever that like can be fun and stuff, and so you need to be fun.
I like that. The title of that speech is fun. All right. Kendall, you get to give the commencement speech to all those in elementary moving up to middle school and middle moving up to high school. What is your speech? What is your commencement speech to them of the class of 2024?
I think mainly you should always try something new. I think we miss a lot of opportunities when we don't try, and there's a lot out there that you don't know. Also, it's important to try to put yourself out there and meet new people, because there's so many opportunities out there when you know somebody else, or if you are like networking and you meet new people, if you're like kind with them, there's other opportunities with that. Also, to keep good friends around you, and try not to get mixed in with people who are not the best influence, or who don't have like the same views that you have. And it's important to stay true to who you are and do what you think is most important for yourself.
Love that. Love that. As we leave, just any last pieces of advice that you want to give to your peers or to yourself?
Me?
Go ahead.
Well, really just, I don't know, just, you know, be kind and stuff. It's like being rude is not cool at all. If you think that's cool, then maybe you should try finding a better influence on yourself.
Love that. Love that, Kendall.
I think just enjoy the moment and live in the present.
Love that, Mar.
You only live once, YOLO. And yeah.
Fantastic. Hey, with that being said, again, want to thank each of you for being here today. Again, congratulations, as you are each respective members of the class of 2024. The greatest portions of your life and your journey are yet to be experienced and are ahead of you. To those that are actually walking across the stage or have walked across the stage, again, congratulations, class of 2024. And again, thanks to those who have served and this Memorial Day. Again, 93.7 The Ticket, bigger than the score. We'll see you next week.